Hey everybody, this is Muffin with the Daily Biker Podcast. Just here to let y'all know the opinions and ideas expressed in this show are those of the hosts and their guests, not to be confused with their partners and sponsors. Now, let's get it on.
Hey guys, this is Sean from the Bikes and Beards YouTube channel, and you guys are listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You're gonna love it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Are you happy I actually cleaned that off today, too? Now you have a full filing cabinet to put your
filing cabinet.
I know, but I've had stuff on there for...
Yeah, but it's your filing cabinet.
It was a nice day, and I saw the sun, so I decided to actually clean my office.
Instead of working?
Yeah.
Be productive.
Instead of riding, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of people riding today.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I've heard them all day. Every window and door in the house has been open all day. So, except for this morning when it thundered and lightninged and stormed.
I was still asleep.
Yeah. Huh? It was still raining around 7:30.
I was still asleep.
Did you not go to work today?
Yeah.
What time do you go to work on Saturday?
Same time I go every day.
What time do you got to be there? What, 9?
Shop opens at 9.
Oh. The only time I've ever actually had to be there early with you is when we do the smoking. So we're there at like 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
The butt cracking
I
down.
have no idea what time the store actually opens.
The store opens at 9. I usually get there sometime between 8:30 and 8:45.
Okay. That makes more sense.
It really depends on...
Except for days where they make you travel.
Right?
That was my choice.
Well, I'm thinking about the most recent thing, but also just in general. Every time you have to go pick up bikes at an event or, Marshmallow Madness, you got to go up there and
It's
clear
early,
up stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're leaving the shop at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, a lot of times that is still my choice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the trip I did Friday, I could have went at 1 o'clock. And I was like, I don't want to risk and be 7 or 8 o'clock before I get back.
And that would be at best case, depending on Friday Atlanta traffic.
Well, and then I'd be at the shop by myself.
Yeah.
And I have to get 5 bikes out of the shop or out of the trailer and get them into the shop and all kinds of stuff.
Which I'm glad you called when you did, because I was driving around waiting for an inspection. So I was like, I'm just killing time right now. My inspection was on Air Park Drive, so I was just driving. I was basically going like 153 loop, like coming back around. Look at the airport. That's kind of cool. Wonder what Lewis is doing. Fuck him. And then just driving around.
So, hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast.
I cannot.
My name is Marcus, and I am your clueless leader. Today we're going to go on a learning journey.
10 o'clock.
I have Miss Muffin.
Hey, y'all.
And I have Daniel.
Hey there.
Hi, Lewis. Even though you're not going to listen to this.
No, he does not.
He would say the same thing back to me. He drove by my office if he knew where it was.
I mean, I pretty much know where it's at. Does anybody else?
Yeah.
Like Alex.
Alex has been there. Charlie's been there.
Okay.
Stephanie's obviously been there.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The baby's been there.
The baby.
Speaking of Charlie, I saw Charlie the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we went through, I think it was Tuesday. We went through a tire conversation.
I know his tire ordeals.
Yeah. So, because honestly,
hopefully he's able to get them.
we got a tire for him.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
it wasn't an AE.
Oh, what's it not?
No. It's like, that's basically non-existent right now.
Yeah.
What his bike came with had a Metzler on the front,
Okay.
and he didn't like that Metzler.
I don't blame him.
So I told him I like Dunlop. I think Dunlop makes a really good tire.
They make a solid tire for sure.
So I wanted to try and find the 408, which is what's on my bike. But the smallest 408 they make is a 130/70/19. and he needed a 110 90 19. So we had to get him a 404.
Yeah.
Now,
Doesn't the 404s come on some Harleys, don't
you can
they?
you can get a 404 in my size. You can't
Okay.
get a 408 in his size.
Okay.
So the difference is the 404 is like a standard Harley cruising tire.
Yes.
A 408 is what they consider a performance touring tire.
Okay.
So, are you familiar with you're familiar with the Dunlop Elite?
Yes.
So, an Elite and a 408, they are the same thing.
Yeah.
The difference is 408 has a slightly different tread pattern, and it's branded Harley Davidson on the side of the tire.
That makes sense.
So so the Elite, they're both the exact same
The 408
compound.
and the Elite are the exact same.
They're the exact same,
Okay.
different tread pattern and something stamped on the side. So that way you're a little bit more familiar
the
with it.
408 is basically what they sell Harley to put on the bikes.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah. So, and an Elite is a fantastic tire.
It
but
is.
I kept trying to figure out why they didn't do it, and they labeled it as a touring performance tire. And I was like, well, this is a ST. Well, the only thing I can figure out is they've thought of the weight of the
Yes.
touring bikes.
Yeah.
And the ST's like 150 to 200 pounds lighter.
Well, that's like when you look at sport bike tire. Like I can put a Road 6 GT on the ZRX.
Yeah.
It's not in that tire size. Oh, that's a sport bike tire. That's not a touring bike size.
Correct.
And they just don't. When it comes up, they just don't advertise it.
Well, the awesome thing about Dunlop's website is I can go in and type in what size tire I want, and it tells me every single tire they make in that size. I don't have to pick the vehicle or anything like that. I can just pick the tire size.
That is nice.
So, like when I type in his 110 90 19, I had a 404.
Yeah.
I had something else, and then I had a bunch of dirt bike tires.
I actually understand that. That makes sense. I am going to say, I know that's not what we're going to talk about tonight, but as a topic of conversation, if you are a motorcycle rider and you go to a website and type in the tire size, know what type of tires you are looking for first.
Yeah.
Just because they make it in your size does not mean it is made for your type of motorcycle.
Yes. On that point, when I was at Honda, we used to have a guy come in and get 2 CTs on
For his Goldwing?
for his Dyna. Because he had a 19 front and a 17 rear. And I was like, you can run them, but
wouldn't.
you're not going to perform the way you want it to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not made. Those are not made for that type of weight. No, the 2 CTs on the ZRX,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
When
Well,
it's above 45 degrees,
They
and
made
dry.
like a 2 CT top tire for like a Goldwing,
Yeah, which makes sense.
but they didn't make it in sizes that he needed for his Dyna.
Well,
But those were two different tires.
Yeah.
Very different tires. A tire for a Goldwing is going to have a reinforced sidewall. It's going to be a little bit thicker. It's going to have a thicker center tread.
Yeah.
Tire for a sport bike. The 2 CT tire for a sport bike.
2 CTs made for nothing heavier than like 550 pounds.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's great for a Dyna.
oh yeah.
If you're slapping it on a Harley, it better be a Pan America.
Is the Sportster S below 500 pounds?
Yeah, but it's got those fatties. They
Yeah,
run
so
180 front and rear.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even run that.
Nightster might be.
And I would run them on a Nightster.
Yeah, you could run them on a Nightster.
But a Nightster has like a 90-90 on the front and like a 190 on the rear. Get little skinny tires.
Little baby tires.
Bless
I want a
it.
Nightster still.
I would take Nightster. If anybody wants to donate a Nightster to the podcast, we would absolutely take it.
I have actually been.
We will document the journey.
I know someone with the motor company that actually is in charge of like giving away bikes to people. And I'm like, the podcast still needs a Nightster. I told him, I said, give us a Nightster. Give us 6 months to do what we want. And then I'll let you have it for like a year or two to go on tour with. as long as it's like, this is who built the bike.
I mean, yeah.
Jokes on them. We do nothing with the motorcycle. We just ride it as is.
He comes, picks it up. It's like, it's stock. It's got 65,000 miles on it.
There you go.
This is the highest mileage Nightster that you have ever seen.
I'll be like, but yeah, it's like February of 2027. I'm like, this is a 2026 model with 65,000 miles. He'll be like, how did you ride that much? No. Let me introduce you to my friends group. We've nicknamed this motorcycle. It is called the Whore.
This is the bicycle.
Everybody took a turn. So, anyways,
So what did you do on Friday, Marcus?
on to our subject conversation,
We actually
which can actually be a multi-part episode if we wanted it to
could be if we wanted to, but we do actually have a topic today that we discussed prior to the podcast,
Yes.
which is very rare for us.
Yes.
right.
Inspired by Friday's behavior.
Yes, because Marcus had to wake up early on Friday.
I had to wake up at Daniel time Friday.
Bless his
Yes, he
heart.
did.
But I made it to the south side of Atlanta. We'll call it east side of Atlanta, southeast side of Atlanta. Or no, southwest side of Atlanta. And back without traffic.
Well,
You should buy a lottery ticket.
Yes, I
right?
should.
Yeah,
It literally took me
I don't care. Buy a scratch off. You
Took
win
me
something.
Some-
like an hour 45 to get to where I was going and like an hour 50 to get back.
Jeez.
That's actually the time it's supposed to take,
Yes. It's a 125 miles from door to door.
which is in a truck pulling a trailer.
Pulling a 24-foot trailer through Atlanta. And for those of you listening to this that do not understand, okay, I'm not going to. Okay, for comparison, Ben, I'm not going to compare Atlanta to L.A. or San Francisco or San Diego.
No,
Okay.
but Atlanta is 45 minutes away from Atlanta.
Yes, yeah. So like, you can when you go, like, I say this to people from Atlanta when I cross Altoona, I go, "Hey, I'm in Atlanta." But I'm not.
No, you're not. But you might
right
as well be.
after Altoona is where the Atlanta Bypass Express lane starts.
Correct.
So you're at the Atlanta Bypass Expressway. You're also only like 13 miles north of 285.
Yeah.
Now, for anybody listening that doesn't know Atlanta, that intersection, I-75 and 285, is where Truist Park is, where the Atlanta Braves play.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at Atlanta skyscrapers. You're still like 30 miles from downtown Atlanta.
Basically.
Like it is, Atlanta is big.
And depending on the day, you could be 4 hours away.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like Atlanta is big, but when you look at the map of Atlanta and compare it to like the map of Chicago. So I was talking to her about Chicago.
Completely different. Like
Chicago is a
sprawling.
and it's a concrete jungle. The whole thing is a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Atlanta is not, because it's not a giant grid. When you get out of downtown, it becomes a grid of circles.
Yes. And
So-
they're all named Peachtree.
Yeah. And there's a suburb like around this. So like you get out of downtown Atlanta, you have all these suburbs that butt up to 285. And then when you get on the other side of 285, you have a whole nother circle section of suburbs.
Correct. Yeah.
So
Which spawned because of let's get out of Atlanta. We don't want to be downtown anymore. We don't want to be near downtown.
Yeah.
You are in Atlanta.
yeah. Yeah,
Atlanta just expands. It's kind of
It
like
just expands.
to a smaller extent what Chattanooga has done with everything is now Chattanooga.
Yeah.
You're now here. Like it is Chattanooga.
Yeah. Like if you're
Years
on,
ago, if you were in college, they were like, no, not in Chattanooga.
if you're on 285 in Atlanta, say 285 at 85, which is where I had to go to.
Yeah.
If so, you're at 285 and 85, and you need to go to 285 and 85, Spaghetti Junction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is about 40 miles.
Yeah.
And average Atlanta traffic, probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. I know, like I said, I know that's not LA or any of that stuff, but I've been to Chicago. I've been to New York City. I've been to some big cities. And as much as people gripe about it, you can usually get one or two roads over and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to go down the same road. Atlanta, you don't have that option.
No.
Because if anybody that lives within 50 miles of 285,
they know those side roads to go down, and they're all. It's
well,
kinda
they
like
also work down there.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
It's like driving through Nashville.
Yeah.
It does not matter what road you're on; it's backed up.
Well, for instance, this is a great example of anybody that's listening to this. So, because most people that listen to this has heard of people talk about Buckhead in Atlanta. They'll say Buckhead, Atlanta. Well, Buckhead's like 25 miles from downtown Atlanta.
Just as a point of reference, Cleveland is 25 miles from Chattanooga. That's a whole different city in a different county.
Yes.
Well, Atlanta, it's like 17 different counties.
Yeah. Well,
Well, no, I mean like what they call the Atlanta Metro makes up like 17 different counties.
I think your base one's what, Fulton?
I couldn't even tell you.
Probably.
For a long time, I thought it was.
I think Fulton is like
For a long time, I thought it was Cobb, but Cobb is like
up and over. Yeah.
where Truist Park is.
Yes.
That's Cobb County.
Yes. That's where Cobb like kind of comes down. Yeah. Fulton's the main.
That's the main one, I think.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I know where Walker and Catoosa are.
Right?
Bradley.
Right?
I know where Bradley is and Polk.
Polk.
Yeah.
Can't forget Marion.
Yeah, Marion.
Marion. Yeah.
So why were you in Atlanta, Marcus?
So I went to a place called NPA, which stands for the National Power Sports Auction. I went down there to pick up some motorcycles that we had purchased from the auction.
So these motorcycles have already been purchased by the dealership.
Yes.
You're going down just to acquire them.
Yes.
So I mean, all of the purchasing done online.
Yeah. So they have an auction. They have an auction every other week.
Yes.
And our boss gets on there and watches the auction and bids on motorcycles.
Which, for a dealership, having used motorcycles, I mean, they may be essentially new, depending on how the auction runs, but used.
Well, they're never going to be brand new.
I said
They can be fairly new.
I said essentially.
Yeah, they can be fairly new.
Yeah. So having used motorcycles on the showroom floor is always a good thing.
Yeah, you got to have inventory.
Got to have inventory. Not everybody wants to purchase a new motorcycle.
True.
Not everybody can purchase a new motorcycle. A lot of times
True.
you can get price point bikes when you're buying pre-owned motorcycles.
Absolutely.
So, and there is a lot of price point shoppers. Like right now, I would love to have a second Harley, but for me, I would be a price point shopper.
Yeah. Like $4 or $5 grand.
Like we get bikes that I see people are trading in. Actually, this happened 2 days ago.
Like an $800.
I was like,
Yes,
I was like,
$800.
I was like, where are we at on that? Because there's certain bikes that if we get, like we talked about this one, the one yesterday, very specifically that I'm thinking of. I was like, if we get that where I want to be at, I will do everything in my power to get the money to buy that motorcycle. Because it's a bike that's wanted, like we want it already.
Yeah.
Like we have in our mindset, hey, that's the list of bikes you want to buy. That bike very specifically is on the list.
Yeah.
I know where its value is on paper, but I also know where its perceived value is. And we've had conversations about what perceived value are.
We have. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And it ended up going around perceived value direction. And I was like, well, that sucks.
Never mind.
Look, it's amazing once it jumps up like that.
Yeah.
It's easy to let it go at that point.
Yeah. That's the downfall of being behind the scenes is a lot of numbers on paper.
Yeah.
And you start devaluing motorcycles because although you might highly appreciate it, you see the numbers on paper.
I know
all the time.
I know what it's actually worth, but I know idiots will pay more money.
Yes.
I hate to say it that way.
Well, it's like
true.
that's
It's
the
true,
truth.
though.
an old
Yeah.
Volkswagen Bug.
It at max should be like $2,000,
For a minty, fresh, clean one.
10.
Well, no, I'm saying $2,000 for a minty fresh
Oh
clean
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
It's
they
a-
were like 800. My grandfather always told a story. In the 1970s, he offered to buy my mom and her sister matching Volkswagen Bugs, and my grandmother. He's going to buy 3 of them
Yeah.
because he was going to get a deal. If he bought 3, it was going to be $2,100
But
For all 3.
for all 3.
Yeah.
jeez.
Well, you're talking about a bone stock minty fresh bug is not the car you want to be driving around in the world today.
Well, I mean, you could.
Yeah, you could.
I didn't say you couldn't. I said it's not the one you want to be.
Yeah, no, you want to buy one with air conditioning.
Like, well, you're not going to have air conditioning. You're not going to really have heat.
You want creature
You're not
comforts.
You're not going to be able to keep up with the flow of traffic. You're not going to have power steering. You're maybe not have power brakes, depending on the
Power
generation.
steering's overrated.
You're not going to have a lot of the creature comforts you want. You're probably not going to have a radio. Like, it's just life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was the people's car.
And there around here, there are a bunch of cars still in that same condition, original condition. Nice cars that you can get in and drive across the country,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they want $10,000 to $15,000 from them.
and I think that's
Yeah.
way too much.
It is.
Way too
Like
much.
I understand why they think it's worth that much because people will buy them for that much.
An
Right.
E30 is not a $10,000 car.
Well, no, on the good end, it is a $10,000 car.
No, an E30 should not be worth more than a 128.
Absolutely, it should. An E30 is a hands down better car.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said it shouldn't be worth more than it.
No, a 1980s, early 90s E30 should not be worth more than a 128,
Should be worth $3,500 on a good day.
except when you get a clean E30 with the inline 6.
Yeah.
Now the ES, the efficiency motors that they made,
Yeah.
you can find those with an automatic. for like-
318.
Yeah. You can find those for like $2,000 because the engine's a piece of shit.
Yeah. But it's the same conversation with Land Rovers.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
$4,500 on paper.
Yeah.
But it's for sale for $25,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, auction.
So this auction was a dealer only auction house.
These are all dealer only auction.
yeah.
NPA does, they might do, I don't know. I don't want to tell you, oh, they do public auctions, but NPA is
Well,
set up.
they probably do have a public. The stuff that doesn't sell to the dealers, it probably ends up
Probably,
going
yeah.
to.
Like-
they have another name for their public
Yeah.
auctions. Most
NPA
likely.
is set up for dealers, though.
Yeah. So you have to have a dealer license to bid and buy
Correct.
these motorcycles.
Correct. Now, Joe Blow's motorcycle shop down the corner might have a dealer's license and can buy motorcycles. So don't think it's all.
Dealer licenses are not
Big
hard
dealers.
to. They're
Yeah.
not hard to get. So
Yeah.
that you have a lot of people, and it's the same in the car world. There are a lot of dealer only auctions. We have a few here. We have one in Chattanooga.
Yeah. Well, you have people, and they do once a month, they do a public auction.
They do, but weekly they do dealer auctions.
Correct. Now, you have a lot of people that are collectors, motorcycle collectors or car collectors, that have dealer's license.
Yeah.
Because there's certain states that won't let you get license plates more than an X amount of numbers without having a dealer plate or dealer license. So,
Glad they haven't done that here in Tennessee.
well, you can only register 9 cars. I think it's 9 cars in a single year in Tennessee
in a single year.
without
Okay.
having to have
Oh.
a plate. No, not all time. I'm talking about inside of a 12-month time
Okay,
period.
I was
That
curious.
makes
I
more
didn't know if there
sense.
was like a total number. The way you said it was like a total
No,
number. Like,
and that
oh, yeah.
registering, it's unique new registrations. It's
Oh, okay.
not.
Okay. Okay, good.
It's not your register. You have 12 cars.
I think the most I've ever had to tag and title in a year was like 4.
It's like if you bought a car in January and then the first February you trade it, bought another car. First March you trade it, buy another car. By the time you get to October, they're going to be asking questions,
Yeah, well, I just got bored and I have a lot of money.
There you go.
and that's probably a valid answer.
Yeah.
They're just going to be asking questions. They're going to be like, "Hey, what's
I was
going
about
on
to say,
here?"
like, well, hopefully they don't max. There's not a max that I can buy and own because that's going to be a whole. Look, I pay you taxes every
there's
month,
not
every
that.
year.
There's not that. So, but yeah, so I went to.
I'm sure there's a state where there's a max amount of vehicles that you can own before becoming a dealer.
Yes. So I went to the National Power Sports Auction,
Yes.
and they sell everything that is associated with power sports.
Yep.
Everything. Like boats, RVs, trailers, any type of watercraft that you could think of. 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, 6 wheels. That's power sports related. So
That makes
no
sense.
automobiles.
Yeah. Well,
But-
they have
Yeah.
another division that does automobiles, I'm sure.
But ATVs, side by sides, motorcycles,
Yeah.
3-wheeled vehicles, watercraft, boats, RVs, trailers.
Which is interesting that this is a dealer only type situation.
This is not the only NPA facility. This is the closest NPA facility.
Yes. Yeah, because they have quite a few.
They have like
nationwide.
12.
Yeah.
The ones that we deal with the most are NPA Lakeland, which is in Florida, NPA Dallas, and NPA Denver. And then, of course, NPA Atlanta.
I'm assuming for the Florida, Texas, and Colorado, they get shipped by somebody else.
Yeah, so...
You're not sending a poor
they do.
foreigner to go drive out
They
to
do,
Dallas.
but it's still
Oh, God.
it's still NPA.
Yeah.
So, like, if we buy something from Dallas or Denver or Lakeland,
Do they ship it to Atlanta and you pick it up in
yeah,
Atlanta?
they charge. It's only like $100,
Which
but
isn't
they put it
much.
on a tractor trailer and send it to Atlanta,
Yeah.
and then we go pick it up from Atlanta.
That's kind of what makes sense.
Yeah, that
they
makes
already
sense.
have trucks going from each location.
Yeah.
Hey, buy it here, send it here, pick it up.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure that they probably shift stuff around too already. Like they probably in the wintertime, they probably ship a bunch of ATVs to like Denver
Oh yeah,
and motorcycles to Florida.
Yeah.
absolutely. Or yeah, they go to Atlanta and Florida. Look, we have all these Harleys in Denver right now. They probably got a
Yeah, and
shop.
it's February. Let's get them all to Atlanta. and
They
Florida.
probably have one up in like New York or Massachusetts or someplace up north. We're going to send all these down. We're sending snowmobiles up there. I don't know why that guy in Florida had a snowmobile.
And that's
Right.
the thing. I'm sure there are snowmobiles, but I didn't see any.
Well, around here,
Yeah.
yeah.
It would make sense. There are no snowmobiles in Atlanta.
Yeah. Because they would never use them.
If you own a snowmobile in Atlanta, please send the podcast a message
Yes.
because we want to talk to you.
Yes. It's like, why do you have one?
So, according to
The Google.
NPA's website, okay, this is their February calendar. So, they have the RV Roundup,
Sounds like fun.
BRP Factory Auction. I wonder if isn't BRP Bombardier or something like that?
BRP would be the I know the logo and I can think of BRP, but they make like ATVs and side by sides and things.
Now, there
like
was
that.
brand new stuff in crates there, so that might be what that was.
Maybe
So, Cincinnati,
waiting for that big KTM sell off.
Philadelphia,
We can have a fleet of 390s for like $800.
There you go.
Atlanta,
You get a 390. You get a 390.
San Diego, Sacramento, Dallas,
Okay.
Portland,
Yeah.
Denver, and that's all I see.
Okay.
Oh, Kansas City.
Why?
Kansas City?
I know it's in the middle of everything, but
I mean,
That's
yeah.
why.
yeah.
I mean, the closest one to Kansas
they
City
don't
is
they don't
Dallas.
actually do auctions there. It's just a warehouse because no one wants to be in Kansas City.
Right.
So, and it might be. I don't know. But anyways, so, yeah.
Which so that leads me into the follow up. Obviously, everybody sees the the Meekum and Barrett Jackson auctions.
Yes.
And those are public auctions.
Yes.
Obviously, there are a lot of public auctions that are maybe local or regional that are not televised on TV, but everybody sees Barrett Jackson and Meekum.
Right.
Yeah. And
These
for anybody
are
that
two
doesn't know,
different things.
Meekum has an auction like every other week themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they are a traveling auction house is what they are. And
Yeah.
Meekum sells more than just vehicles.
Yeah.
Like Meekum has an auction side that sells furniture and watches and guns
And art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Absolutely.
Meekum is an auction house. Everybody just knows Meekum because of the automotive side of it.
Because that's what
Yeah.
they advertise.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Sotheby's.
Now,
They do everything.
Yeah.
Barrett Jackson is an automotive auction, and they only have 2.
Yes.
So they have their big one, and then they started doing one in like Florida, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But those are essentially public. I'm going to call them public auctions.
they're all, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can, okay. So Barrett Jackson and Meekum.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody can go, anybody can bid. You have to buy a ticket to get in.
Correct.
And then there is a bidder qualification thing that you have to do.
There's a verified funds
Yes.
requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
We can't have Joe Schmo that lives in a trailer that has 37 cents to his name bidding on a multi-million-dollar car.
Well, the thing
Yeah,
is like the other thing too that you never really they don't show you is like if you're verified funds, you know, you got this approval and stuff for $75,000 of bidding. Well, they know where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
and if you've already bought $60,000 worth of stuff and you're trying to bid 20 grand, they're going to come up to you and go, "Hey, do you have 5 to pull out of pocket or something like that?" Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. Before they're going to count your bid.
Right.
Correct.
They do that. They just don't show that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a completely different scenario than the dealership
Correct.
buying a motorcycle, the dealers only auctions, because things at the dealers only auctions typically go for significantly less than what you'd think they would sell for.
Can.
Can.
Depends on season
Yeah.
and what is
What you're
going
buying.
on. And when I say season, I don't mean, oh, it's spring, people are buying motorcycles. That has nothing to do with pricing. It's financial seasons.
Correct.
Oh,
And
yeah.
financial seasons are not always in the same place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. When the dealerships all have money at the same time.
well, when dealers were having problems getting newer inventory,
Yeah.
pre-owned stuff was going for big money at auction. There was pre-owned stuff, and this is where anybody that's paid attention heard the stories, and they're true, about dealers having used inventory that was selling for more than what new inventory was.
Yep.
And people would go, well, this dealer's got 2024 Street Glides pre-owned that are selling for more than 25s. Okay. And now we didn't experience that. Because it wasn't that time period. I'm just using this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this dealer has 24 Street Glides. They're selling for more than 25 Street Glides. Well, that's great. That dealer doesn't have 25 Street Glides. So your point's invalid because they can't get 25 Street Glides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're selling it for more and there's no other option, you got what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's nothing to compare it to,
Correct.
can't do anything about that.
Correct.
Really
and that's where that was coming from. Now, there
Yeah.
was some dealers that did have comparable stuff, but that's also where you need, on the dealership side, you need a smart buyer.
Yeah.
Someone that's not overpaying or not stretching too thin or knows, yeah, I might be bidding on something right now and it's at retail value, but I know I can get another $1,000 or $2,000 out of this or something like that because of the perceived value versus actual value.
And $1,000, $2,000, that's a good enough margin to acquire something.
Yeah.
At that point.
Now, in season, I'll say this, in writing season for dealers, when they're getting a lot of inventory turnover,
Mm-hmm.
you can get stuff at auction at a lot better price.
Yeah.
'Cause there's
There's
a
no
lot
demand
more
for the used
inventory turnover.
motorcycles.
Well, there is.
Well, I'm sorry. because you already have your own stock, a lot of people are not going out to the auctions to acquire more.
Right. In a slower season where you might be running half of your people are non-trade buyers, they're just buying straight. Where in busy season, you might be running a 75% trade buyer. So
Yeah.
then your inventory is overturning constantly. Well, depending on how your dealership runs, there might be dealers. We'll use our European power sports dealer, our local European power sports dealer.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to sell anything that's not a European power sports. So maybe they're getting a bunch of Hondas traded in. Well, they're turning around and, for lack of better terms, whoring out those Hondas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether that is going to the auction or calling the Honda shop, because that happens a lot more than people realize too.
Yeah.
And going, hey, I've got 15 450Rs. You want to buy these? This is my price tag on it.
And that's kind of what your dealership does when you guys get a metric bike traded in of any kind. It depends. It truly depends.
We do have a metric wholesaler that we also sell to also.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Moving on to somebody that gets you your immediate cash, which I do. And I've mentioned this before on the podcast. I do like that you have other bikes other than Harleys.
Yeah.
Sometimes on the showroom floor.
Yeah. And for us, which I told you, that's a condition dependency.
Yes. Well, and it should be.
Right. Because we don't touch.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we'll have someone inspect it, make sure there's air in the tires and stuff like that. But like
It's got oil in it. We're good.
Right. We just got that. Like we have that
Ducati
on the sales floor right now.
Yep.
It didn't need anything. It was a fantastic bike. Well, we get one in and say that Ducati needed fork seals redone.
That goes off to auction.
Because we're not going to mess with the fork seals. We're not going to do stuff to it.
Yeah, you can't have anything on the showroom floor that's not sale ready.
Right.
For you guys, because you're not going to touch a Honda, Ducati, a BMW.
right.
Or
The
something like
argument, because people go, well, you mean your guys don't know how to work on that stuff?
They do.
They do. But here's the difference. If you then take that bike out of there and go, well, they did the services on this bike. Well, we're not a certified Ducati dealer.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just say, hey, we sell this as is. If you want it, here it is. Here's our as is paperwork where it did not go through service.
Correct.
It did go through everything that we sell goes through a full safety inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it
Tires are
should,
good.
yeah.
The brakes work,
It's 79 points that get checked.
which is more than a lot of other places.
Yeah. So every pre-owned vehicle goes through the safety inspection. But obviously the pre-owned Harleys, they also get the fluids changed and all that other stuff where that doesn't happen with the
You're a Harley
the
shop.
metric or
Yeah.
Like
European.
you're set up to
motorcycles.
service and deal with Harleys,
Correct.
not a Ducati.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, this one needs the Desmo valves adjusted. Yep. That's going to auction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not doing that in house.
Yeah, and we see that. And when I say fit for sale, based on condition, that also applies to Harleys.
Oh yeah.
Because we get some bikes where,
Road
we might have
kings.
got it at a great deal. We might have paid $3,500 for a bike that retails for $7,500.
Yeah.
But it might also need all the services, new tires, fork fluid needs to be changed out and forks rebuilt, as well as maybe handlebar bushings. And then by the time you sit there and look at it, you go, yeah, it's $7,500. We only paid $35 for it. But it's going to cost $4,000 to get it going. So now we're going to have $7,500 in a $7,500 bike. Those bikes don't always go to auction because if inventory is down, a lot of dealers will go, well, I'll still do that. And that's when, if you're buying a used bike, you end up at a dealer and the dealer goes, I have no room.
Yeah.
I can't go
Yeah.
any lower. It's because they were in one of those situations nine times out of 10.
Yeah. They needed inventory. Here's the inventory.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And we see that. It was like the police electric glide.
Mhm.
Functionally, that was a great ride motorcycle.
Yeah. Cosmetically, it was
Cosmetically, it needed some work.
it was rough
So cosmetically, it was probably $4 or $5 grand.
at best.
but it's a almost 20-year-old police electric glide.
Yeah.
A 20-year-old electric glide, realistically, is a $6,000 or $7,000 motorcycle.
Yeah.
They'll probably get 9 or 10, but realistically, is a 7. We'll call it 7.
Fair.
Well, you need something that you have something that has $3,000 or $4,000 worth of cosmetic work. You better hope, as a dealer, you bought that bike for $1,000,
if not less.
Yeah.
because you're not making any
Anything.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that was a good look. That was a good looking bike, and it was mechanically perfect.
Yeah,
It was cosmetically awful.
it mechanically was a champ. I rode it more than once. It fire right up and do whatever you wanted it to.
Yeah, I still remember the day that it came in. You sent me all those pictures. It's like this is great. That's just way more than I want to pay for having to fix.
Yeah. Now we do.
work.
We have the upside of we have a handful of people in our community that are regular customers that do kind of collect and stuff like that. So there's certain things that we'll see come through,
Yeah.
and we'll give them a call,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the end of the conversation.
Still really disappointed I didn't get a phone call.
That's a conversation for you and Sierra. I've already told her how you feel.
Words.
Words.
I'll say this though, in comparison to the auction, NPA versus like Meekum or Barrett Jackson.
Yes.
Because I think this is where you're trying to get to. NPA, something like that, because there's other companies that do that too.
Dealers have margins.
Well, you also have most of your buyers for larger dealers. They're what you would reference as a smart buyer. They buy on multiple factors, not just, oh, that's a cool bike, that's a good price.
You mean emotion?
Basically,
Yeah.
you might have your buyer. They might not like trikes. They might think trikes are the dumbest thing in the world, but they might see across the country right now,
Yeah.
trikes having incredible registrations going. So they're going to try and buy trikes.
Now, out of curiosity, do the auction, and I know you're not the one actually going through and buying the bikes.
Correct.
Do they send out, or do you have access to the information? Like this bike model, and you can look up all the historical sales?
So,
Because I would love to see those data sets.
well, like
you can.
I don't
grab
know
it out,
what the time period is. I don't know if it's a day or two or a week before or whatever. They get a list of bikes that are going through the auction.
Yeah.
I don't think, because I don't see this, I don't think they get VIN numbers though.
Okay. I mean,
I think they get year, make, model, color, and mileage.
well, I guess
It's all they get.
I'm asking more of like historical data. Like if you wanted to look back, like over the past 3 years, could you track the price of that particular model of motorcycle?
We can do
from-
that outside the auction.
I'm talking about through the auction.
I don't know if the auction offers us that service. We have the capability of doing that though.
Okay.
So if that makes sense.
Yes. And I get that.
But there
I'm
there are other companies that keep that type of data too.
Okay.
To kind of reference, because anybody working in the automotive industry, it sees, buys, and sells, knows this information too. They can do this, and that's actually where people like Kelly Blue Book and the Black Book and NADA. That's where they get their information from.
well, I knew that, but I wasn't sure if that was made available to everybody.
Well,
In theory, well,
people that have programs to do that. Yes.
okay.
I don't know what it takes to have that program.
Okay, that's
But-
what I was asking,
but
because
we-
I think that would be very interesting, because tracking prices. And you
Well,
can
we
track
look,
interest
like I said,
every
we
year.
look at
Yeah.
stuff like registration information.
Yeah,
You know, what's hot? What are people registering right now? And it sounds crazy to say what's hot is what people are registering right now, but let's think about that. If people are registering it,
they're buying it.
they're buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we can tell between a renewal registration and a fresh registration.
Yeah,
So we know what's being bought. But we also have that information to be able to compare against what we've sold. So we know how much we're selling into our area.
yeah.
people buying stuff. Do you need to pick that up?
I do. That was really disappointing.
So
My pocket wasn't open as much as I thought it was.
so you have a lot less emotional buying
Yeah.
with like NPA.
You're margin buying. You're
are.
buying because you know where you're going to be able to sell it at. You're not buying it for personal ownership.
right. Like
Like those are two different prices. If you're going to buy it to resell it, you buy it at one price.
Like you might be a diehard Dyna bro, okay? And there might be a bunch of Dynas coming across the block that day. And you might see some of the cleanest Dynas in the world. But if they're not priced where your dealership can make any money,
They're not going to buy them.
you're not buying them.
Yeah.
But like I've spent enough time around the dealership to understand, to be able to see something, not necessarily price wise, but see something and go, oh, hey, that's a clean bike. That's a really nice bike. That's sharp. So like when I was there, they have a section where when bikes are coming in, where those get parked before they go through inspection and grading and all that other stuff. And I kind of sauntered through those motorcycles, seeing what was there. And there was really only one that I was like, yes. So like immediately I take a picture and I send it to Keith. And it wasn't going on the recent auction. It's about it'll be on the next auction cycle.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you see this, because the thing is I don't know if that was coming in to go through auction or if it was just being taken there because it's already sold.
Understood.
So I was like, if you see this though, hey, here's what I can tell you about the bike. I heard it run. I can tell you visually it looks like this.
Yeah.
Because even though you have the auction house saying this or saying that,
It's never 100%.
correct.
Like the auction house for the dealer auctions, I've been to dealer auctions a few times. I've been to private auction, public auctions.
Yeah.
Also, the dealer auctions, the information that you get prior to you getting there, go to Copart and look at what they type in. That's about the level of information that you get.
Yeah. Well,
it runs.
they'll have
But all the pictures are on the front where it was rear-ended by a semi. We're
Well,
not going to talk about that.
the other problem too is the guys that work there. Nothing. Once again, this is nothing against any organization, nothing against the NPA or any of that stuff. But like the guys that work there,
Yeah.
okay, they have standard metrics. Well, a lot of those guys are power sports guys. They like power sports. That's why they do that job. So they're grading. I don't know. Throwing out numbers. They're grading on a 1 to 10 scale, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the best. Well, they might see a bike that they're like, man, this thing is sharp, and rate it at an 8.
But that's opinion.
Yeah, that's opinion.
But that's their opinion. Correct. So we see stuff a lot of times where they're like, oh, this bike is super clean because it's not dirty and it's not rusted. But maybe it does have chrome that cannot be polished out.
Yeah.
That chrome piece is going to have to be replaced because it's so... the chrome is flaking or something. Yeah. And
But
it's not
in
being
my mind,
stated.
that's a replaceable part.
Right.
So
But we don't get
that's why
something
it's
that
an 8,
says
not a 10.
we don't get something that says the chrome needs to be replaced. We just get a number on grading score.
Yeah.
So
But and that's the big difference between perceived value, MSRP,
yeah.
and
But that was why when I saw this one bike, I saw it getting pulled in. I walked over to it and I immediately took pictures of it, took pictures of the VIN, and I sent it to the boss. I was like, if you see this one, if the price is right, I'm already telling you that is a nice bike. So if the price is right, that's worth bidding on.
And 100%, like seeing something in person is completely different than seeing
Now,
pictures.
I'm also still inflicting some emotion. That's why I'm not a buyer.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
and
natural.
that's you have to do that.
Right. But there's some stuff, fortunately, in the Harley world, I'm going to say this is really uniquely to the Harley world.
Okay.
There are some bikes a dealer can buy at an auction on emotion because they know it'll sell on emotion too.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
So, for instance, the bike that I took a picture of was a very nice Springer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can think of
Yeah.
Immediately, Daniel's not even a Harley guy. Okay, that thing's going to sell on
but I
emotion.
know 3 or 4 people that if a Springer came into the shop and
They're
was
gonna
for
be at the
sale,
shop.
Oh, yeah, for
would
sure.
Very depending on the color, what year.
Dude, do
Yeah.
you know how many people, we never even posted anything about Keith's white Springer that he was selling. But word got out And people came to the dealership to take a
Oh
look
yeah,
at it.
yeah, because that's one of those bikes that people want.
So if someone wants to sell a Police Road King to White Lightning Harley Davidson or me, got about $800.
Oh, let's see.
Oh Lord.
Let's see here.
Well, I've seen the White Springer.
I cannot post. Unfortunately, I cannot post this picture online because it does have auction information in the photo. But
Oh man, absolutely.
that's what I said.
If that can be bought at the right price, that is a killer deal.
I walked around it and nitpicked it.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
looking at like
Yes.
the paint,
Oh, yeah.
looking. Well, what I'd looked for.
That's
I
clean.
looked at the
That's
quality
nice.
of the paint because it's a custom paint.
I figured it was a custom paint because I don't think they came out in a gray.
Right.
That's not gray. That's the lighting. So, but looking at the paint,
Well, good. Bid on a gray Springer.
looking at other factors and stuff, and basically I took pictures of it and sent my notes to the boss man on adjustments that
Yeah.
would need to be made. I don't know anything about price point or any of that stuff, so
Well, that's above your pay grade.
it is literally.
Me like you that
So,
one.
Yeah.
but one more thing.
Okay.
Well, you have a question. Ask your question. then
Well,
I'll
I was going to
something.
say the dealer auctions completely different than the public auctions. In it doesn't really. You can bring up the KZ that sold about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The Z1, $50,000, $55,000. I think was the final bell price,
Well,
and that was two people that wanted
and this is what I was
a
going to
76 Z1.
Yeah.
This is what I was going to say. Love him or hate the man. Richard Rollins knows what's up when it comes to auctions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does
He
this
does.
stuff for a living. And I think Richard Rollins said it best. With how well a vehicle sells at auction, now he's talking about Meekum and Barrett Jackson, is based on two people in that room wanting that vehicle, their emotions, and how much they're willing to pay.
And on that bombshell.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.